All right, welcome everybody to another Megatron draw stream, and today we're working on the Cheshire from Teen Titans. Which I think I drew this, the original pencils for this at least, on one of my Teen Titans pencil and ink streams. So yeah, so there's the Cheshire, and I see we got Grumpy in the chat. I think that was at around 11 o'clock, so who knows when he might show up again. Well, we also got Mr. and Mrs. Dadman, or I think last week I called him Mr. Dadman because of Mrs. name, but Dadman and Mrs. So how's it going, guys? Just gonna I got some of the pencils because I didn't go through and erase all of it. So, but good to see y'all. It's been a little while. I think I took last weekend off. So just trying to make sure I have everything erased before I throw color on. I think we should be good here. Not gonna worry too much if there's some on the trees because it's trees, so let's just have a little bit extra detail. Yeah, there's the character we're drawing right now, so gotta get the colors right. All right, it's a nighttime scene though. Doing there. Okay. I think we'll do that. I think we'll do like a more of a nighttime scene here with this one, kind of like we did last time. I think it works more, better for a character. Just have a bit of a creepy vibe, you know. So we're gonna start off with the skin tone. So I'll pull out some of these. Now, luckily, you don't have a whole lot to work on with skin tones because it's just gonna be the neck, a little bit of the chest, and the thighs and legs and all that. Because she likes to cover it up. She's a mysterious. Now, if you've been a fan of Young Justice, you'll kind of know her as, in that show at least, the sister of Artemis in that cartoon show. And she got with Speedy, aka Roy Harper, who was Green Arrow's sidekick, who eventually became Red Arrow and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out what colors I want to use for the skin tone. Get some of these for my shadows. Just keep my phone off to the side. And I might actually do a little bit of a it's kind of a, I guess kind of a little bit of a teaser, or a little bit not teaser, but more of a test at the end of the stream. Because I think at the start of the stream I kind of showed off a tab I was looking at, which because there is some things I want to talk about at the end, near the end of the stream. Hopefully, if I have enough time for it. Because this weekend we actually had the TFCon in Baltimore, and they kind of showed off a lot of really cool stuff. So actually I can probably just show some of it while on stream here if I can pull it up. No, because I'd have to go into a different tab, and yeah, I'll show it off at the end. But got to see a lot of interesting stuff. That they showed off. Yeah, for those who don't know, TFCon is basically the new BotCon, basically, because I think BotCon got scrapped, which used to be the big sort of a Transformers convention back in the day, but now we have TFCon and a few other conventions and stuff like that. But TFCon is kind of the big one right now. I think it hosts like 4 times a year, I believe. I think there's one in Toronto, Baltimore. I think there might be in LA. I think there might be in New York TFCon. I can't remember what cities they're held in. But that's where you kind of get to meet a lot of the Transformers. Like, it's very, very specific, like sort of a event for Transformers fans specifically. We get to meet a lot of voice actors. You get to see a lot of the toy vendors and all that. So whether it be third-party stuff or actual like Hasbro Takara stuff. So it's pretty cool event. that I'd really like to go to at some point in the future. But we'll see. But I might show that often. Maybe I'll take a break in between drawing. Maybe once I finish the. How about this? How about once I get the colors on the figure worked out, then maybe we can do a little break where I kind of go through some of the stuff that was kind of showed off. There's a lot of really cool stuff they showed off at TFCon this last weekend. All right, this should be enough for the YR000. Well, some R00. Just a little bit of a rosiness to her skin tone. Just going to give her a bit more life. It's kind of nice not to have to worry about coloring a face, though, this time around. Actually, a lot easier to just do a mask character. A few pencil lines and erase. That's why I always keep my eraser on handy when I do colors. Yeah, so actually, I should wait until Grumpy gets back when I see Grumpy back in the chat, because I think he'll want to see what they've kind of unleashed at the TF cons. Yeah, that's when we'll do the thing. Because I think that he'll want to see what they kind of showcased. He's a big Transformers fan too. So I'll just wait until Grumpy comes back. Yeah. If not, then oh well, you'll at least see the tail end of it in the stream. But as for collecting on my end, I just got the. If you've been following me on Twitter, you'll see that I actually got the DX9 breakdown in Watercolour in the mail, and that kind of has finished off my Menasor from DX9. And I might show that off at the end of the stream. Maybe I'll show that off. Because he is looking pretty cool. Now, it will have to be the end of the stream, though, because he's a big guy. And it takes a lot for me to readjust my camera and all that. So I might just have the stream end on that. Yeah, and it's kind of like the reason why I want to show off that the forums for the TFCon. It's also kind of like a test for me for when I eventually go ahead and do my show next year, where I will be kind of doing it'll be kind of more of a squirrely type of stream, Transformers show I do, where it's like I kind of just like talk about whatever I want to talk about with Transformers, whether it be from my own collection or whether it's like news on new figures coming out, or if I want to do like a showcase of something new that I got that I'm really excited about, or I think one thing I kind of thought about was doing like a show where I go over like the actual dioramas, because the problem with the diorama streams I've kind of always kind of noticed is that it's kind of hard to show off the end results because of the nature of the diorama, how the diorama goes into the shelf itself. That you kind of have to wait until you see the pictures of it, either on Twitter or in the collection tour videos. And so I think it'd be kind of an interesting idea to kind of have a whole stream or segment in the streams to kind of like go over like the nooks and crannies of each diorama, kind of talk about the where it kind of started, and all sorts of kind of things about my thought process when it came down to making them. So yeah, that's what I've got going on right now. Just trying to work out logistics, and maybe I can do like a thing where maybe I can show up other people's collections if people are also into Transformers or just into collecting in general. Maybe if I get like a Discord set up, I could probably do like a segment where I show off other people's collections and stuff like that. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do. All right, swap to E01. Just because I like talking about Transformers. Kind of found that out a couple streams ago when because Grumpy came into the chat one day, and we started talking about Transformers, and that stream in particular, I can't remember what I was drawing, but I was supposed to end the stream earlier than I normally would have gone, but I just ended up talking like for hours and hours about Transformers. So I was like, I might as well make a whole show about this. I can talk about Transformers forever. Because I think in that show I was showing off my collection and stuff like that, and some of the, or rather, I was showing off the expansions. Because that was when I just first got my new shelving in and stuff. So, so I was like, let's make a whole show of this. Just talk about Transformers all day. Now I think it will be a bi-monthly stream. Thing, so like once maybe at the end of every month. So, but I think it'll be like a big stream, like not like a big stream, but like maybe like a 1 or 2 hour stream, maybe. Depends on how long I can talk for those ones, but or what? Because I don't want to just like do a stream where I'm just like have nothing to talk about. You'll have more to talk about when you've gone through a month of like news or. If there's been changes in your collection, like there's a lot more to talk about for stream. If it's a monthly stream, because it's like not much, because sometimes like not much happens in the weeks, with Transformers news, So it's just like, oh, there's this guy coming out, might be coming out this week, never know. And a lot of times it's just me waiting for packages to come in as well, because like right now, for instance, I'm just waiting for like the Swindle. From Magic Square to arrive, and I'm still waiting on the MMC Groove, the motorcycle protector bot to come in, because I got the one from X Transbot, but I'm using the X Transbots for the combined form, so I'm just getting the MMC for bot modes. So I'm still waiting. Also, I think that the first aid is also supposed to be coming this month or next month, I think. But I have no idea. Oh, I just messed up on the dress in the back. Hold on. Not a big mess up. It's just blot out. I missed it. Next, I didn't draw the back of the skirt here, but all right. Just gotta fix that up real quick. I'll keep you on hand. Easy peasy. Yeah, stuff like that will be what I kind of talk about for the stream. I think just kind of talking about. And like I said earlier, when I was first kind of pitching this idea, I think the first stream, in December, I'll be doing a full like collection tour stream, and it'll be not just that, it'll be a full like collection overview of kind of the collection over the years, because it's definitely changed a lot in since 2019 when I first started getting into collecting Transformers, masterpiece scale anyways, Transformers, and because at first I guess I'll save it for when I get to the stream itself, but or that stream itself, because but yeah, there was definitely a lot of like changes that kind of happened over the years. And it's always growing and changing, even to this day. There's always going to be new figures coming in, so I have to kind of adjust my space and all that to kind of accommodate that. But I've kind of gotten to the point now where I have a very vivid roadmap kind of in place. So I think it's all kind of coming together now. Let's bring in E00. All right, let's grab some warm grays, just get some shadows going. I like to use the warm grays for the a lot of Caucasian, a lot of the Caucasian skin tones. So, or for my E's in general, like browns and stuff like that, and yellows, really good for. Because warm grays are kind of like a brownish gray almost. It's kind of best way I can kind of describe it. So you kind of want to use grays that kind of reflect or kind of a match up, so to speak, with whatever color you're using the gray tones for. There we go. Bring EO2 or W2. Just kind of tidy it up. Or I'll give it a lighter sort of tone in certain places. Make sure to grab EO2. All right. That should be up to the skin tone for the most part. Just type this a little bit. Nope, I'll bring this guy back in. Sure. Nope. All right. That's good enough. All right. So that's it for my skin tones. Put them away real quick. Might use them later, but good. Some OCD. I have my numbers labeled. I have them sorted out based on, you can kind of see my markers on the right there. Have them all numbered accordingly. All my different color families are kind of in the same sort of area. So, because sometimes I have nothing else better to do with my life. I decide to sort of organize the markers. So and it's very helpful. Actually, I kind of it's really good for like finding markers as well. Just kind of gives your mind a good reminder, sort of thing. Hey, Riot, how's it going? It's been a while. Haven't seen you here. Good to see you. All right, now we got to pick out our greens real quick. Actually, I think we'll do that first. She has a lighter green, then she kind of has like a darker main green. I think she has a little thing that kind of goes around like this. Yeah, just notice that. Unless it's a trick of the light, in which I don't care. Stick with it. All right. Start with the main green we got here. So we'll start with a darker shade. So that. Got this. We'll start with the GO5. And we are using Copics for people who are watching the replay or are lurking and want to know what markers I use. Let's take this. How's Riot doing today? It's been a while since I catched one of your streams. Okay. I do believe there's some green on her face, just the eyes. Okay. Do that last. Just get the dress going. Color of claws, maybe like a yellow. Nope, silver. Nope. Okay. Just make sure. Not that we're coloring them yet. Just to give myself some mental reminders. Okay, and should be it for that. Let's go. Have a darker shade, which I might bring in some blue green. Just add a bit of, add some spice to Our Lady here. We like those spicy ladies here, don't we? Okay, let's grab the blue-green. Just add a bit of spice to our lady. And it'll also kind of help with the background because I want it to be a bit darker setting here. Yeah, I don't really know too much about Cheshire in the comics. I just know her from the Young Justice cartoon. And a little bit in Teen Titans, in the original Teen Titans cartoon, but she didn't really have a huge role in that series. But in the Young Justice series, she had a relationship with Roy Harper and all that. I think they had a baby as well at one point. Yeah, I think she was Artemis's sister in that show as well, which was, I guess, their version of Arrowette. It's kind of a mix between a few characters. All right, let's try BG713. Ooh, nope, never mind. Just drying up. 15. Too bluish. So it's going to be a darker scene. We don't want to have a whole lot of the highlights on the costume here. There wouldn't really be a whole lot of highlights because there's not a whole lot of light in the dark. So All right. It's trying to take shape. But yeah, right. If you're still here, what's kind of talking about? What I was kind of talking about earlier was that I'll be doing a new show on the channel here pretty soon, or starting next year. I think we'll start it. We'll see, or maybe in February might be the best time to start it, because in January is where we end February too as well. There's usually a lot of work during that time, and so. And because December there's not a whole lot of work for me, I have to kind of take those jobs in January, just in case I am a little bit late on some things. But I should be fine this year. Sometimes I can be late on rent because of because I don't really get a whole lot of shifts in December. But this year I should be good because I have a lot saved up. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a new. But in any case, I'm gonna be doing a new Transformers little talk show where I can talk about collecting, whether I talk about new movies or cartoons coming out, which I'm not going to be really mostly just talk about what I want to talk about more so, actually. Like, not really, because if I don't really want to talk about a movie coming out, I'm probably not going to talk about it. Because I don't really believe in that kind of content as much. Like, I used to like that kind of content where you bash some news and stuff like that. I just got tired of it. I'd much rather talk about the things I want to talk about. So, and hopefully people will want to tune in to listen to me ramble. So, but yeah, so the show will kind of just be talking about collecting, or talk about news on collecting, like new figures coming out or what have you. Like just something, just like a little more lighthearted show. That's kind of what I want to kind of go for. Just something where I just get to talk about what I like, because there's a lot of channels out there just talk about what they don't like. I'm just like, it's like, it used to be fun back in the day, when all the crazy stuff was going on, and there still is crazy stuff going on. Don't get me wrong, but it's just I'd much rather just talk about things I like. So. It's more healthy for you. But yeah. Let's try BG23. So yeah, once I get the colors for this finished up, or at least for the main figure, I'll do a quick overview of the stuff that happened at TFCon this year. It's a very brief one, or more so going over the ones that really caught my eye real quick. We'll do that in just a minute. Once this is all kind of colored up. So I got some things to say. And, showed up a lot of really cool stuff there, and some not so cool stuff, but but the reason why I want to do that is because I want to kind of test out how my computer will run when I show off like different like tabs and stuff like that, because my computer's like really slow. Trying to stream, so I want to do a little bit of a kind of a test here. Last time I did it was I showed off last time I shared my screen, it worked out fine, so hopefully this time it'll be fine as well. I'm liking this blue-green. It's working really well. Yeah, I think it'll be like a bi-monthly stream though, because I don't want to take away from the art streams. So I think it'll be like once, like every last, like the last Saturday of every month. I think that's how it'll go down. So probably around the same time I do my draw streams as well. So just have something, or maybe I could do a late night stream or something like that, and then I still have my draw streams going. But that might be a bit too much streaming for me one day. But yeah, the reason why I want to do it bi-monthly is because I think it'll be a lot more to talk about, on a monthly stream, because there's not a whole lot of frequent news throughout the weeks. I mean, there's some news here and there, obviously, but I think that you get more news from like these companies in a month rather than every other week, And so it's be kind of a nice way to kind of do a little bit of a news roundup on stuff that's coming out, give my thoughts on it. And it's kind of going to be kind of a little bit of a teaser of what's to come for streams going forward. Because I like to spice things up every now and then. My build streams and my diorama streams, which I'll be bringing back next year, actually, because I have a new setup. So, which means I have lots of holes to fill, so to speak, on my shelves. So. And I already got some layouts done actually on the IDW shelf, which I could show a little bit of on my phone. Got some pictures of that, but I can't show it on the computer yet because I wasn't smart and I didn't throw the computers on the pictures on the computer. So, but I'll show those off because next month actually I'll be doing a big collection stream where I just kind of go over the whole thing in more detail. Yeah, that's what I'm up to. So after this, I'm going to do some gray tones for the dress. Just need to darken a few areas. I'll do some cool grays. What, 7 shadows. Oh, Grumpy! What's going on, man? Glad you're here, because actually I'm kind of waiting for you, actually, because I wanted to show you some of the stuff that was kind of revealed at TFCon if you haven't seen it already. Because there's some pretty big reveals at the TFCon that might get your attention. So, but I'll do that after I get this green kind of fixed up. And so I have a tab ready to go. So grab some drink. Right, so number awesome, dude. But yeah, we're working on Cheshire today because it was an easier one I could kind of quickly put together this morning, or ink up real quick this morning, because it's a very, very simple drawing here, as you can see. Not a whole lot of too much details need to go into this one, because obviously for these kinds of pieces I like to go a bit more simplistic, because it's kind of meant to match the sort of the original animation style. So while also adding my own little flair to it, just to make it my own. Yeah, she has a really, I always thought she had a really cool design here. It's a very, very creepy mask look. I think, honestly, I think it's a better looking mask than the Young Justice version. Even though I do like the Young Justice Cheshire. I think it's had a more, just had a more striking look to me. Yeah, she's like really hot actually in the comics. Actually, she's really gorgeous in the comics. I think she was like part of like the League of Assassins and stuff like that. So that's kind of where she kind of got her start, and she got with Roy Harper at one point. I can't remember what her relationship was with Artemis or Arrowette in the comics was, because in the cartoon I think they just think things a little bit differently with Artemis as a character. So I think that Artemis was based off of Arrowette. I could be wrong though. Like, I'm not really the biggest Green Arrow fan. I like Green Arrow, but I'm not the most knowledgeable on Green Arrow's history, and that's where a lot of these characters kind of, because you have Roy Harper, obviously, comes from Green Arrow, so I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge on this gal, but I think she's cool looking, so that's all that matters. And looking and found for my comic book to a doable, I need to give Bruce Timms on DCA Von Kloss kind of style, so I have been trying. Yeah. So she was like kind of based on Arrowette, because she was kind of an original character in that show. From what I remember, I can't remember what Cheshire's backstory was in the comics as much. But I think that in the comics she did have a relationship with Roy. All right. So tie this up real quick, and then we can do a little bit of a not showcase, but we can do a little bit of take a little bit of a break and show off that TFW 2005 TFCon Baltimore thingy. Yes, I think that I'm not too sure if you've seen what's been going on in the collecting world lately from people. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming pretty soon. So she has with Roy, but never had a sister. I still have the action figure for Artemis too. Since when it was Artemis, yeah, that was kind of a weird thing because I was like, wait, yeah, because I was like, wait, Artemis is supposed to be Wonder Woman's like sister or whatever, one of the not sister, but of the Amazons or whatnot. Hey Corey, how's it going, man? Good to see you. But our design is really fun for making her a teenager. Yeah. But Artemis was a pretty good character in the show. So I think that it worked for what they were going for, I feel like. So but they kind of teased a little bit of that in the or because I remember she showed up very briefly in the Teen Titans cartoon, and she had a little bit of a fight with Roy at one point. I think she was like very like silent too, like she was a very quiet character. So I would like to see more from her in that show, but not really all that trusting of DC animation these days. So kind of pray that they don't touch Teen Titans. She already kind of fucked up Green Lantern by making it part of the Young Justice timeline and fucking up the Young Justice team timeline as well in the process. Just kind of like I would have been like, it's like I don't know why they brought in like Razor and all that for Young Justice either. It's just like, well, why won't you just like save that for a potential Green Lantern rebirth like show, like bring back Green Lantern the animated series instead? Because like that's where you'd want to see like Razor and Kilowog reunite, and all that, and show them going up against the Yellow Lanterns and stuff. Happens in entertainment. Yeah, Trump's back finally, and hopefully get rid of Trudeau next. Yeah, that's the next one we gotta get rid of. Got rid of Biden and Kamala. They're out the door pretty soon. So we gotta get rid of Trudeau next, and then I think we'll have a pretty nice North America for a while at least. It just seems like Trudeau is going to be seeing the door pretty soon. Like, because most Canadians really do despise Trudeau. Like most Canadians you'll meet, it's just people and it's just everyone in. It's mostly just Ontario. That's where it's all liberal for the most part. And it's unfortunately one of the bigger parts of Canada. So. But even I think the liberals are kind of getting sick and tired of him as well. All the taxes and all that shit. It's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't like that they brought him back in Young Justice. Because I felt like that was a story that should have been told in a Green Lantern season 2 or 3 or something like that, Which honestly, if I was to do the Green Lantern show, I probably would have stayed bringing Razor back in for a little bit later on. Actually, I kind of would have liked to have spent. If I was to do a season 2, I think I would have it be more. I kind of like have the focus bring the focus back to the actual Green Lanterns for a bit. And obviously, at the end of the season 1, we actually kind of were teased of getting John Stewart at one point, and so I think that would be kind of the next step would be to have John Stewart kind of come in. play a big part. And let's get the, should I do this part or should I do the showcase or pull up the TFCon stuff? Yeah. 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 All right. Well, I'll show off the TFCon thing real quick. Let's see if I can add the stage. There we go. So this is what happened at Baltimore TFCon. We got a lot of reveals. It's slow as hell. Yeah, this is kind of what I was worried about. But we got a lot of really cool reveals from Baltimore this weekend. We got a Grimlock, which is going to be from the fall Cybertron games. It's kind of in the legend scale. So looks pretty sharp, actually. Probably not going to get it because I don't collect legends, but that could be for some people who are collecting legends, and specifically if they really like the War for Cybertron game designs. There's a Megatron. There's a Warpath coming out from New Age. I'm really going to go over some of this stuff. It's kind of like smaller figures. I'm going to go over the ones that really like stuck up to me. Oh, TFC actually is coming out with their Hunger. They're finally going to be completing their Abominus, which might be a little bit too late because I think because of the way the combiner, well, maybe it might be able to fit into some people's collections now, but the way the combiner game has kind of changed lately, it could be, a little bit too late, because obviously there's a new scale, because obviously the scaling system has kind of changed for the masterpiece collectors and all that. So, this is the whole team. They look good together, actually. I would really like to see them colored up, but yeah, looking pretty sharp as a team. A little bit stylized, but I think it kind of works. Like stylization for these ones in particular kind of work because they're Terracon. They're supposed to be more Cybertronian, more animal-based, more like beast mode based. So I think it kind of works for Terracons. And to an extent the Predacons as well, but I think that Kang Toys kind of took it a little bit too far with the stylization. Yeah, looking pretty sharp. Oh, and this is another one. This is the Craftsman Toys. Now they're doing a legend-scaled Technobots, Computron, and all that. And this is their nose cone. So it's looking pretty cool. Got a drill for a hand. Look at that. Look at that. So, and for those who don't know, legend scale is like 4 inches tall, like those kinds of like smaller Transformers figures. Versus what I collect, which is Masterpiece. There's their Afterburner. And then their Scattershot. I think they showed off their Scattershot. There's the arm. There's Scattershot. There he is. Big boy. So looking pretty sharp. And then I think they showed their Computron. Yep. So there's a little bit of a tease on their Computron, their head. And then a little bit of the bot, and then the whole robot, which this is going to be a legend scale, so this will probably scale in with your Magic Square New Age if you're collecting that. And then, this is their stars. This is the Collection Space Starscream, which I really hope they actually do a Slipstream recolor. This is like a female version of Starscream, but I think this would work really well for like a Slipstream. Yeah. Got a little booty on her. A little bit of a dump truck on that Jetfire, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the jet mode. It's pretty sick. But yeah, so they're the same ones that made that Bumblebee and that female Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. So I could see them definitely doing a lot of repaints, especially for like Thundercracker and Skywarp. But I really would like to see them do a Slipstream for this one. Let's see. But let's kind of put down. And Make Toys, another Seeker no one cares about. Okay, so this is the big one for me personally. This is Bingo Toys, and they are coming out with a masterpiece set of Technobots. So we're finally getting some Technobots. It's been a little while since we've actually had some like proper MP Technobots for a while. So here we got a silhouette of the Compton, which I kind of want to see more images of, but before I decide to go in on it for a combined form. But I'm definitely going to be going in for the bot modes. I think they look really awesome. And this is their Afterburner, and then their Strafe. Yeah, I think they look really awesome. Then there's Scattershot. Vehicle mode looks kind of weird. The nose cone looks kind of stumpy, but very suggestive. But I think it's good in robot mode. Now they are a little bit stylized. There's a lot more panel work, a lot more detail, but I think that kind of works for Technobots because they are the more tech-based Autobots. You know, they're supposed to have a bit. So I kind of see them, and they're supposed to be a bit more advanced than the other Autobots. So I think it kind of works, you know, for them to have a bit more panel work, a bit more, you know, sculpted detail, and I think it looks good. And this is what I mean by I think this is kind of a healthy dose of stylization because you're not losing the character with the stylization, which is what we kind of had with the Kang toys, Predacons, is that they kind of lost the mark on the Predacons, but from here I don't think they're doing. I think that they kept the character, kept the spirit of the character, while also kind of and being accurate to the character's main like design keys, while also kind of, you know, doing their own thing with it, make it a bit more, make it their own, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think they're good as a team. I think they look good. So this is what I'm definitely going to be going for. Already got my pre-orders up. So and like I said, I'm not sure about combined. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I can't wait to see how the other two are going to shape up. I'm guessing they'll be just as good looking, but yeah, I'm not too sure on combined form just yet. Because A, I have to wait and see how the scale holds up, and B, if it's just because I haven't really, not too sure about the design just yet, just from silhouette. But it seems okay from a silhouette, but I want to see a proper image of it. Ooh, and I'm not too sure if you've seen this, Grumpy, but Magic Square is actually upscaling their Combaticons, their Legend scale Combaticons for Masterpiece, and this is their Swindle. Now they already released their Brawl. That's a Shockwave they're coming out with. Hold on. So I already have this guy. Oh yeah, I think I showed you Brawl. So there's the Brawl, and Swindle's coming out this month. And mine's actually already on order right now. So this is their Swindle, and yeah, he's looking pretty sharp. And they're actually pumping these guys out really quickly. So I actually think that Magic Square could really change up the Masterpiece collecting game really quickly because they're already pumping that, because the Brawl was announced in like August, and then he released in September. And this guy was announced in October, and now he's coming out this month. So it's just like, it seems like a really good business move to kind of like have the Legend scale, upscale it, and then re-release it as an MP. And now it's like they're pumping these guys out really quickly now. So be a really big game changer because they're also a lot cheaper than like the average like Masterpiece. Like, they're a lot less expensive. And it's probably a lot less expensive to make too, because it's like the engineering's already there. They just have to kind of update it for like a Masterpiece scale. But yeah, there's Swindle. There's the vehicle mode. The foot, both foot. So like feet. There you go. And it scales pretty well with them. Now, here is where things get really crazy with Studio. Now, this is actually a Zeta Toys. And these are the guys that did that Unicron, the Primus, and I think that they're all some Moon Studios, the guys that did that Train combiner. That's all Zeta Toys, the same people, just different company names because they had to rebrand, I think. When they were trying to release their Unicron around the same time HasLab was doing theirs, and they kind of got into trouble with that. So But they showed off their Constructicons, which I'm kind of sick of seeing this Constructicons, you know. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's like very, very stylized, you know, more Cybertron. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a Cybertron based like alt modes, which is kind of a cool idea, but yeah, that's supposed to be a long haul. It's just, I don't know. It was a little bit too stylized, and I'm not really in on this set, so I'm just gonna skip over this one. But I'll show up the combined form. So this is their Devastator, or the prototypes anyways. So that's what it's gonna look like combined, which looks okay, but I already have my Toy World, so I'm not gonna be going for it myself, personally. And oh, they have some new Dinobots coming actually. Actually look kind of cool. They're very, very stylized, but I think they actually look kind of cool. Like this swoop looks really cool to me. It looks very, very like kind of like a mix between G1 and animated a little bit in Cyberverse. But and they had their Snarl and their Slag. But this is the one that kind of got everyone's attention. That was the Broadside. So we are finally getting a Broadside. So, and I had to actually, I actually just made some room for this guy actually on my shelf a couple days ago when he was announced. I was like, oh shit, I might get this guy. So already have a spot laid up for him in my shelf, just for him. And maybe a few others will go on that shelf. We'll see. But yeah, got the big Autobot carrier, and he's got a tiny ass axe. Holy shit! It's like, who are you gonna hit with that? You know, I never understand. Why does he have a little tiny axe? Like, get a big axe, dude. You're fighting, you know. It's like you're mostly gonna be fighting smaller dudes, you know, and you're gonna smite them with that, you know. Whatever. But here's the ship mode. So he turns into a big, like, sort of a carrier ship. So, and he also turns into a jet, which looks kind of not really the best mode, I don't think, for him, but you know, whatever. And that's how tall he's going to be. So he's going to be about 13 inches tall. It's him next to a soda can. But looks good. And then they showed off their Metroplex, which is going to be based on the War for Cybertron game, which looks really thick. He's a thick boy. He's like, this is Metroplex after going to the gym. It's Swoleplex. Metropex. There you go. A Metropex. And probably not going to go for this one, to be honest. And there he is next to the Primus. So just for scale. And then X-Transbots, they showed off their Misfire and nothing else. It's just a prototype image. And then we saw Fans Toys, they're releasing a Ratchet and Ironhide pretty soon. And these actually look pretty good to me. There's some things I'm still kind of bummed that bug me. Like the chest kind of looks a little off. Like there's a little bit too much going on behind it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good for the most part. Got a swap out head. So there's their Ironhide with the face on these ones look kind of weird. But they have a normal face for both. Now, eyes look kind of dopey in these ones, but luckily they have swap out faces. So there's Ratchet. Look at that smile. Oof. Now I already had the Takara version of these characters, but I'm tempted to get these ones. I'm kind of liking them, but we'll see. And there's the Ironhide, looking pretty sharp. Got a cool blast effect. And they have the little G1 toy sort of homage where he's like missing his head. So, and then Takara looks pretty good. I still think the Takara has a better alt mode, but bot mode looks pretty sharp. No longer has the beer belly, so that's kind of good. So I might actually pick these two up at some point. Which I don't really normally do. I don't really do the whole swapping game. I don't really swap a whole lot when it comes to. like for me, I'm more like for me, I want to make sure I get all the characters I want. Like I want to finish off the cast before I swap, you know. But there's been some exceptions over the years, like the Prime. I swapped my MP10 for MP44, and I swapped my Masterpiece Shockwave for the Cloud9 Shockwave because I thought it was better. But yeah, there's our i9. And then we got Fansoy showing off their hook. So, because they're doing Constructicons as well. So, but I'm probably gonna go for the extra ones still. I think they look better. And they showed off. Oh, there's the face for him. There's the scrapper they've just released. There's the head for Devastator. So, but like I said, I already had the Toy World Devastator, so I'm not really gonna be swapping mine anytime soon. There's the scrapper. It looks pretty decent. His boots look freaking huge. Like Hook's got some hooker boots on them. But and then now they're releasing kind of a Galvatron 2.0, which I hear the rumor is because that it's because X Transbots is releasing their Galvatron. So Fansoys has famously been kind of the company to kind of it's always kind of stepping on X Transbot's shoes. So so they like to release their for the competition. So, but I'm not going to be getting this one. It's like there's not a whole lot different from the first Galvatron they released, so just a little bit different sculpted detail. That should be it for Fansoys. And Fanzombie didn't really care about that, so I'm going to go over it. Mastermind Creations, they kind of showed off their Devastator because everyone's doing Devastator now. Like, they can't do anything in their own, apparently. But this is the groove they're coming out with pretty soon. Should be releasing this month, actually. I have mine on pre-order, so it should be coming out pretty soon. But there's the groove. Looking pretty sharp. And there's their finished Defensor with the blades. They showed off their blades, too. I'll see if I can find blades on here. Okay, they're not on the panel here, but whatever. And then there's their Devastator, which was pretty good for the most part. But like I said, not going for that one. Just going to get the X Transbond for bot mode, and that'll be it for Constructicons for me. But this is one that's really cool to me, personally, is this drift they're coming out with, because it's kind of meant to be in the spirit of the original G1 cartoon, because they're giving them kind of like an 80s car sort of alt mode. So it's kind of meant to be what if like drift was in the original G1 cartoon sort of vibe. And I think it looks really sharp. It looks really clean, really cool. But and that's it for TFCon this year. So a lot of really cool reveals. And all right, I gotta go back to the chat because I see Grumpy blowing up. Yeah, so we got a lot. Okay, I'll just go over the chat real quick. Yeah. Grumpy is like going nuts over the Technobots and stuff. But hey, Liam Greywolf, good to see you, man. Saw you. All right, there we are. Yeah, I've been out of touch with TF stuff except for a little bit. I saw at the Dominican Comic Con. Except for they will be doing another 2025. Let's remove this, but yeah, they are late, but still need them. Yeah. One TF collection where all of them are probably to scale at MP size from bikes to cars. Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing great, Liam. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Corey's going. Yeah, we got comp. So yeah, we're finally getting some Technobots. Yeah, it's gonna be really sweet. Oh, you missed me on it, Fortnite? You know what? I'll try to stop by more often then. I'll try to drop in the Fortnites. I've been AWOL lately. So Billy is finally catching up with these figures. Yeah. Yeah, Slipstream. Oh yeah. So she's talking about the so you're going over the Starscream with the titties and the booty, but yeah, I would love to see like a Slipstream in that mold. Yeah, that's all I need. That's the last jet I ever want to see in my collection. So I already have 5 of the fucking Make Toys jets. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through the jet. Oh no, I need money. Yeah, I know. So do I, dude. So do I. Yeah, but in a good way. Yeah, stylized. Yeah, exactly. Because I think there is a kind of a, you know, a good healthy balance of stylization while also kind of maintaining the character. That's like, so some companies, they like to go all in too inaccurate, and sometimes it kind of loses a little bit of character when you do all just straight up tune without adding any extra fluff to it, you know. But I'll pay 0 attention to Constructicons, make them mine. Well, my dude, and I am extremely picky. Yeah. Yeah, the train combiner was really cool looking, but I'm not too sure I'll be getting it. Yeah, broadside. We're finally getting a broadside. That's really cool, though. I'm kind of glad that they're going with that design for broadside, not the other design, because there's kind of like 2 different cartoon models they had for broadside. I think that they went with the right choice because the other model was just dumb looking to me personally. Yeah, Ratchet, yeah. I'm really as a target, but was never grab Ratchet. Yeah. So yeah, still the Galvatron. I already have the fans toys, like the first version, so I had never. There wasn't a whole lot. There's not a whole lot extra, like, you know, not a whole lot of a difference between the new one versus the old one. But yeah, I'll put the link to the TFCon Baltimore in the chat. Actually, if people want to just like go through these images on their own while they're listening in. But yeah, holy shit, got a whole big turn now. A lot of people talking. Yeah. Oh, you mean the Zeta toys? Yeah. Yeah, that one just like looked a little weird to me. Now, granted, I already have the Toy World, so I'm not really all that concerned about it. But I'm just getting the extra trans bots for the bot modes. And that'll be it for Devastator. Because right now we're in a big like Devastator war with a lot of these third-party companies because they're doing because we have the X Transbots, we have the Fans toys, we have Mastermind Creations, we have Zeta now, and then a few others are kind of doing Devastators. It's like, dude, can we get some Technobots? So thankfully, Bingo Toys is doing it. So put the work and click. Yeah. Put in the work, Corey. God damn it. I already showed the whole thing. All right. So you guys, it's time to put in the work. Let me get some in the drink real quick. But yeah, thankfully the stream didn't blow up though when I did the screen share, so it gives me some hope for the Transformers collection stream idea I have for this coming year. So yeah, the reason why I was always kind of skeptical about doing stuff like this is because my computer's slow. So, and it's usually slow when I'm doing streaming, but I think it should be fine now. But yeah, they have a lot of really cool stuff coming out now. So just waiting on the and right now the only ones doing Protecto bots are X-Trans bots and MMC, which for bot mode I'll be going for MMC, but for combined form I'm going with X-Trans bots because they're going to be in the scale I want them in. Because the MMC combiners are a little bit smaller than the ones I'm kind of in the market for. Maybe that'll be a kind of a topic for discussion when I do my Transformers show. Because there is a bit because there's been because there was a massive shift in the scale when Toy World came out with their Devastator, and then eventually we got the Zeta, Bruticus, and Superion, and then that kind of led to stuff like DX9 doing their Menasor, and then Fans Toys doing a Menasor and Superion as well in that same scale, and so so now kind of all the original combiners like from the Warbitron days, TFC, Unique Toys, they're all kind of falling apart, or not really falling apart, but they're kind of becoming obsolete in the eyes of the consumers now, because a lot of people really like the Toy World size for the combiners. So, which is speaking of combiners, actually, I have to show this off at the end of the stream, but I finally finished off my DX9 Menasor. So I got the Wild Rider and the Breakdown in the mail a couple days ago. So he's looking pretty awesome on the shelf right now. We've had, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They gotta be big boys, you know. So, yeah, and you know, kind of curious. That's kind of why I've been sort of that's why I kind of redid my display here with my new shelving, is because it's meant to kind of accommodate bigger bots coming in pretty soon, or as they release, as I get them, because I want them. So now, what's actually kind of cool is I might actually show this off at one point. I might send you a link to it, Grumpy, on Twitter after the stream. But there's actually a third-party company, or I guess it's kind of like a fan almost. Like he's kind of what he's done is he basically has made like a kind of an upgrade kit for the Warbitron Technobots and the Unique Toys Terracons. And what he's done is he's actually kind of made like a an upgrade kit where you can make him actually the proper MP scale for your Zeta Toys combiner. So he's going to be like, so he's like about the same size as like your Zeta Toys combiners, because he added this like extra extensions, or this big sort of a torso unit that you can have, that you can actually plug in your Warbitron and Technobots, as well as the Terracon. I should show it off right instead of trying to explain it. I can not going there. Google is fucking weird for me. Like every time I try to look up images on Google, it always sends me somewhere else for some reason. I don't know what's fucking going on with Google Chrome, but I have to use different web browsers. God, why is so slow? Jesus Christ. Okay, this is what I mean. I found it. So I'll just have to share my screen quick. Okay, so this is the upgrade I was talking about. It increases your Computron set to 50 centimeters, which is what the Devastator from Toy World is. So this is what I was talking about. This is their Computron, and I think they have a King as well. But yeah, so you'll kind of see that's a very big upgrade. Now it's really expensive though, like $500 for the whole thing, and the Warbotron set is also $500. So I'm not too sure I'll be getting this one, but it is a cool little set if you are into that scale, if you have the money for it, that sort of thing. But I think I'd much rather wait for a company to come along. But yeah, I think they did Abominus. I'll see if I can find that one real quick. Yeah. Trying. That's not you. All right. Well, I can't find the Abominus. So I'll send you a link though on Twitter, Grumpy. But yeah. So like they have like the but that upgrade kit will allow you to kind of make like your Warbotron Technobots in the same scale as like the current combiners, which is pretty cool. It's just really expensive. So I'm just gonna wait until a third-party company comes around, or if I somehow get $1 billion in my lap tomorrow. So already Unknown will come along and lower these prices while upholding that scale. Yeah, exactly. So I imagine the bingo toys aren't going to be nearly as expensive, and especially because they're going to be, I think they're going to be around for a little while. Because and the reason why I think that these ones are getting more expensive is because they are no longer making combiners in this scale for the most part, because they're making them in the Toy World scale at the moment. So. Which might be a thing I kind of talk about on my YouTube show, on my Transformers show, as well as kind of just the history a little bit of the third-party collecting games. It's a little bit more intense than you might actually understand, because there's a lot that kind of goes into it. There's a lot of really cool, really interesting sort of ways the game has kind of evolved, over the years. Yeah. So he's basically printing combiner elements for those who already have like that Warbotron sort of scale. So like the Abominus is meant to go with your unique toys, Terracons, and then I think that he has one for the Jinbao oversized version of Predaking. He has that. He has an upgrade kit for that one where it'll make it a lot larger Predaking. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of the way that one turned out. I think the proportions on it are a little bit off for that one he did, but yeah, he did a bunch of other ones. He did unique toys as Bruticus as well. He did, I think he did one of the Protectobots. So just because fans are sick of waiting. We're sick of waiting for the big three. The big three combiner teams that they haven't done proper MP scale for, which are Terracons, Predacons, and Technobots. So but we're now finally getting some Technobots because of bingo toys. So it's kind of scratching that itch pretty soon. because a lot of these third-party companies are just getting on the Constructicon bandwagon. It's just like, oh, yay, more of the same. I think I forgot to do these things here. Holy shit, it's already 5 o'clock. See, this is why I need a whole Transformer show. It takes me an hour just to go through certain things like this, you know? So that's what we'll be doing. Starting in January, we'll be doing the new show where I just kind of do basically what I just did right now, is just kind of go through different news on figures, as well as going through my own collection sometimes if there's not a whole lot of news to go over. And that's might be the way we kind of go about things. It's gonna be kind of like it's kind of be like Dadman streams, the squirrel streams, where we kind of just like do whatever. Like no real like 100% like schedule or what have you. We're just kind of do whatever we want, that sort of thing. Because for me, it's fun to talk about Transformers and toys and all that. So that's what we're gonna do. Pure Transformers show, but I think you're already planning one. Yeah. So that's what I'll be planning. I've been planning for a little while. Which will kind of be there'll be kind of a little bit of a debut of that next month. So I will be doing a big collection stream next month at the end of the month, at the end of December. Let me just clear my throat. All right. Yeah, so I will be doing my own show now, which I haven't really found a title for. So, yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. It's kind of going to be kind of a very chill and laid back show, because I know I can't just kind of talk about what I really want to talk about with Transformers and stuff like that. So, and we'll just be like toys and stuff. It'll also be like maybe some movie stuff. If the movies are piquing my interest, or shows, or what have you. I am curious to see if when the Transformers remaster is going to be happening, or when. Really want to see those games come back. One thing I really want to see. Those are really good games. I'd really like to stream those at some point. So I can't really stream them right now because I can only stream, at least for, I don't know, maybe I can give it a shot, another try one of these days, but I can only really stream using my Xbox One. So that's so I can only stream them if they come to Xbox One for a remaster. Which I'm surprised maybe they're working on it right now. I mean, that's why it hasn't released yet. But I would imagine, I'm surprised they haven't announced that, because it's the 40th anniversary this year. But whatever. So while in the DR, I discovered there's a small army of little manga fans who existed to draw to making manga, and I'm here for it. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, that's cool. Never give them too much credit. That small army are all cousins. Yeah, that's cool. Even though I'm not really much of a manga fan, it's Cool to see manga fans happy. That's what matters at the end of the day, is making sure the fans are happy. Yeah. No matter what franchise it is. Wait. All right. I need to work on the shadows now. Grab 5. Just gonna go there. And I think I should do it for the greens on our costume here. I'll just do the eyes real quick. Nice. Saving Grace. Saving Grace is that through manga versions and the MCU, they have also discovered American superheroes and wants. And that's cool. Yeah. Well, we could always use more heroes. Hero stories. So, yeah. Lord knows we're not getting those anymore. Yeah, I think we grabbed some yellow actually. Kind of vibrance almost. I should have started with yellow, but whatever. There we go. Yeah, I did see that. I did see the Shane Davis Trump cover. That was awesome. That was awesome. Apparently, he already had that thing ready to go, actually, in case Trump won. Just pretty cool. So, yeah, really glad that actually happened when she got rid of the Dems. Like, it had been a nightmare to sit through Kamala Harris. About 4 years. All right, let's see. Let's do the hair. Do black. There's gonna be some black on the mask there as well. Yeah, there was no way Kamala was going to win this election though, unless she like rigged it. You know? And that was the only way they would have won. Yeah. Be real. People are getting wiser to the left. They're all just full of shit now. Not all left. I need to preface that. Just some. The vast majority. The best part about this year's election, though, was all the meltdowns. That I'm so glad I had the last couple of days off because I would have missed all these fucking meltdowns. Just so, like they haven't changed a bit. They're all the same. You know, it's like you never saw the Republicans doing this. You never saw them losing their fucking shit over this like last in 2020. He's like, oh, lost. Okay, moving on. Let's go to work. And that was the right. That was the conservatives when they lost. It's like because we're normal people. We don't lose our shit over a fucking election. It's like roll the punches, not fall over because of the punches. Or roll with the punches, not fall over. Whatever. Over. Yeah. Out of there. Yeah. Well, the reason why we won though is because it's very simple. Like the left was focusing so much on issues that nobody cared about. Like or the vast majority of America didn't care about. Like I think that's why the left is finally losing now. So they focus so much on stuff like gender identity bullshit, abortion rights, like all this bullshit that most people don't care about. Most people are more concerned about putting food on their fucking table, having cheaper gas, But that's ultimately why they lost, honestly. Then because people are fucking sick of their shit, Like we're even seeing like people like Anna Kasparian kind of starting to slowly but surely work her way to the light side. Like even she's like who was big leftist, fucking feminist bull chick or whatever, but now she's even seeing like how fucking bullshit the left is, So, so great times. I love that one meme actually someone made where it was like they had the Star Wars like titles based on the elections, like the New Hope was win in 2016, then Empire Strikes Back with Biden, and then now it's the Return of the Jedi. And everyone's like sending that meme to fucking Mark Hamill. It's fucking hilarious. All the celebs are fucking losing their mind, saying they're gonna leave. It's like you're not going anywhere. Like the only thing you guys know how to do is act. You're not going anywhere. We all know it. I told Dang, watch, almost crying. Yeah, he was about to fucking cry. But that was hilarious. Like I don't know what he was thinking going live, especially in that state. You know, like and that emotional state. It's like you don't go live on an audience when you're in that sort of state of mind. You know, it's like okay. But yeah. And I need to fix this up. I forgot this area is supposed to be gone over, but I'll fix it in a minute. Skull. Oh, fuck it, I'll skull black. This part here. Yeah, I'll make that make sense in a minute. Let's get our browns in here. Beefies, don't go. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you're on the verge of tears, why would you go on a live stream where an audience is there that's gonna obviously make fun of you? It's like Canson just like ripping into him as well. It's great, great shit. But that was the most exciting. That was the thing I was like excited for the most, is all the meltdowns like this year. Not just the policies, the new policies, and all that. It's the meltdowns that I'm just enjoying. It's just so funny. People are so funny. I had one chick was like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna become a slave when I wake up," and I was like, "Fucking lunatics." It's sad though. It really is sad though. You know, seeing all these meltdowns though at the same time. It's just like, look at how much they've been brainwashed. You know, they can't even think for themselves. The whole worldview and their whole identity hinges on the fucking propaganda machine. It's just simple but fun design for Cheshire. Yeah. Hard if you tell everyone in the world you're moving, then move, or it can be done. Yeah, yeah. I think if they say they're going go, they need to be made to go. Yeah. Like, look, I think that most of it's just for they're just doing that for attention, honestly. You know, saying, where did you guys go when it's like, you said this because they said the same thing fucking last time, like in 2016. Like, oh, if Trump wins, I'm leaving. It's like, well, what the fuck are you? Still here, bitch. Yeah. It's all just like a desperate cry for attention. That's all it really is. That and mental illness, like for real. Like they need serious fucking help. All right. Get some cool grays in here. Get the claws going. No. Grab some violet gray. Mass simple mind control. Yeah, exactly. They're all a hive mind. They all do the same thing, think the same way. Yeah, point. Yeah. Well, there has to be a mind. Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe they just don't have a mind. They're all just zombies. They're all just zombies. Like look at, like I just saw this one video of San Francisco where you just like see people just like out of their fucking minds, like walking into shit. You know, I'm just like, what the fuck happened to you guys? So, you guys, your whole state needs an intervention. So no wonder you guys are freaking losing. And some pink for the eye part. So let's see what shade of pink. At first, but the more I see, the more scary it is to see. I know. Not capable of abstract thinking too many. Yeah, exactly, and it's like it's really scary. Like also like with the abortion like kind of thing, where it's just like, look, I'm not really the biggest expert on how abortions are proceeded or go down, but it's just like it's really just like it's really disturbing just how angrily they'll defend murder. Like it's what it is. It's murder. Like you're murdering a child in order to save yourself or what have you. You know, it's like can we stop pretending it's not what it is? So, but it's like they're so angry to defend that shit. And I'm just like, why? But luckily, common sense people won out and said no, because we don't want to kill babies. But it is pretty scary to think about it. It's like how angrily they'll defend abortion. It's like, really? Yeah. It's gross. Education system as well. Yeah, they're going to be fixing that too, apparently. They're going to be getting rid of a lot of that shit, which is good. To me, that's the most important thing to get fixed up, honestly, is fixing the education system, because this is where kids are going to fucking school and learning about the world, and you have these teachers teaching them about gender identity and all this bullshit they shouldn't be fucking learning about. Crazy ass world we live in. Problem is it only 2 to 4 years? It took a long time. Yeah. We have a piece of 9th, 11th, and 14th Amendments that which do not exist when you actually see the whole. Yeah. It really, like, I looked it up as well. Like, because at the time I wasn't really all that familiar with abortion, but it's like the more I looked into the procedure, I was just like, what the? It's like, you really couldn't just like give birth to this baby and then give up for adoption. Like, it's like, to me, it's just like a stupid thing. Like, even in the case of like rape or whatever. You know? I don't want to get too into this topic, but it's just like, no, fuck it, we'll get into it because why not? It's my channel, I can do whatever I want. But it's like the whole thing is just like fucking disgusting. Like, you know, like even in the case of rape, it's just like, it doesn't, just because something horrible happens to you doesn't give you the right to do something horrible to someone else. You know, including an innocent child, like growing inside of you. You know, I know it might be a very, very difficult thing to go through. Obviously, I'm not trying to deny that, but it's just like, look, that baby has to live. That's you know, it's not just an organ in your body. That is a different person in your body growing, and it's just like, if you don't want to raise it, and give up for adoption or a family member if you can't do it on your own. If you're too young, or you don't have the money, or you just can't get past the fact that you're raising a man's child that you hated, you know, that did that to you, you know. But what do I know? The world's weird. Yeah, not just that. Like, those are very extreme, rare instances that happen. You know, like most of the time they're just doing it out of convenience now. It's like, oh, I don't want a baby born on this day, so I'm gonna kill it. You know, it's like really. Like, that's what it seems like to me, anyway. That's where it really starts to fall apart for me. You know, I just point out they are actually irrelevant, and it's not the baby's fault how it got there. Yeah, it's like, it's not the baby's fault. You know, you don't put suffering on others just because you suffered. You know, like, you know, it's like, if you get shot in the chest by some thug, does that give you the right to shoot just an innocent person in the chest because they're not going through that same pain that you're going through? You know, it's just like, just bullshit. Yeah, my body, my choice applies to the baby as well. Yeah, exactly. And that's a female body in there sometimes, you know. So wacky ass world we live in. And most of the time when they get the abortion, it's because they don't want the kid. Like, maybe it's an accident or something like that. It's just like, well, that's your fault, because it's like, you chose to do things without protection, you know. And there's many different ways you can prevent that from actually happening, you know. There's condoms, there's birth control, and you can get sterilized if you really don't think you'll ever have a child in your life, which I don't know why you'd want that as a woman, but whatever. There's some women do feel that way, you know. And honestly, I think there are some women out there who don't even deserve to have children. Honestly, there's a lot of really shitty people out there, you know. So. Yeah, it's like, you know, if you had, and that's that, you wouldn't have to worry about abortions if you had principles. You know, if you didn't sleep around with everybody in fucking town. You know, it's just like, yeah, if you see, that's why I think that this is why, like, you know, it just falls apart, because like, there's so many different ways you can kind of prevent that from happening. And it's just like, well, if you followed a more traditional lifestyle, that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have to worry about abortions and all that, because you just be like, oh, when I get out of school, I'm going to find the right man for me, and that's it. It's going to be the end, and then I'm going to have kids and have a happy life, like yada yada yada. You know. But chicks don't want that anymore, apparently. It's like they just want to be a hoe and then they want to have their fun being a hoe and then come back when they're 30 or what have you. They're Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah, they want their cake and eat it too, but it's like, well, why don't you just get your cake to begin with? You know, it's like yeah, just a funny world we live in now. Fault, good. Yeah, it's like look, if you are going to live that kind of lifestyle, you have to take responsibility for it because it doesn't matter what kind of lifestyle you live. There's always going to be consequences, even for conservatives. You know, conservative lifestyles. There's always going to be consequences for both lifestyles. You got to learn to accept them and all that. But I love now that they're finally having the fucking so now you have a bunch of these chicks going online saying, "Oh, we're gonna stop having sex with you." It's just like, well, first of all, no one wants to have sex with you. Most of you are ugly as shit. Second of all, you should have been doing that from the beginning. You know, it's like, and we all know they're not going to actually commit to that because, like, if they truly had the discipline to, hey, awesome one, but if they truly had the discipline to actually close their fucking legs, like, they would have done that years ago. If they actually cared, they don't. They're just desperate for attention. Which honestly, I'm kind of glad they're actually doing that because now we can differentiate between the hoes, you know, because they're all like shaving their heads now and shit. You can't be a hot hoe and expect some dude. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with the modern day women in the West now. It's like they want to be a hoe and then later on in life they want to settle down and then have their happily ever after. But it doesn't work that way because men don't like that shit. It's like it's gross. Simply speaking, for us guys, it's just gross. Like, don't any chicks watching or still pure, don't be a hoe. Like, it's gonna end badly for you. It's gross to us, you know. It's like channel exposing churches that have been hijacked by Dems for decades. Yeah, it's just stupid. You know, I'm not even that someone that's that religious, to be honest, myself. But it's just like, you know, it's like, but these are just values I just have, like, in general. I just don't really, yeah, believe in just like effing around. You know, it's just gross to me. It's like, no, just give me one good chick the rest of my life. That's all I need. Problem is, chicks nowadays don't want just one guy. So. I really think it's like social media has also been a big problem, part of that as well, because like you give so many women different options, and gives them like this huge ego they can't control anymore. Let's keep these trees going. Not something men nor women should do. Don't share with whatever you're. Yeah, it's the grossest thing ever. Sorry, one woman, one man, and woman. That's how it should be. Yeah, it's just gross. And that tree would go down here. Like for me, I mean, because like I had a little bit of a religious upbringing, but not to the extent, not like a uber real religious, that sort of thing. Like I'm more of someone who's kind of, I kind of more so believe ideas more so than the uh, actual belief that there was, the whole Christ like that Christ was actually real and all that. Like it's just I believe in that. It's more of an ideological, moral thing that I believe in more so than the actual story itself. Because at the end of the day, it's like you never know if it's true or not. So I'm kind of a mix between Christian and agnostic. It's kind of a for me, anyways. If that makes any sense. It's like it's more so the principles and the idea and the idea of a higher power that I kind of more subscribe to than the actual belief that there might have been different higher powers. You never know. It's like because a lot of it's just stories. That's just me. But it's like even though I'm not that religious, it's like to me, it's just like I was always kind of like that in high school. Anyways, it's like I was always turned off by a lot of girls like in my age. Even back then, I was just like, yeah, you guys are nice, but I'm not. It's like, part of me, I think, like, even though I didn't know it at the time, part of me knew that I was like, this is not gonna work out. Like, I don't know. The world's a weird place. Outside, I think Trump passed it changes all paperwork on a sign to let the communize. They need to hold the First Amendment and be the fourth estate again. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Media. Past 20 years, women have been taught that they deserve the 1% and that and should be there first. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, because that's the problem with like social media, right? Because it gives because all it takes is right for like one like billionaire on a yacht to like kind of send a hot 20-year-old a DM on Instagram, like, and then they'll be there in the next day, and then that model is like, oh shit, I got noticed by this big billionaire. That means I deserve a billionaire. Even when things don't work out between us, it's just like they have this mindset of, oh, well, I can get any guy I want. It's just like, well, it's like, no, he just wanted to have sex with you. Like that's the only thing he wanted you for. Like they think that just because a guy wants to screw them, that means they want to commit to him. It's not the case at all. So. And that kind of leads them to having these very unrealistic standards of this guy needs to have this kind of money, which is just stupid. And then they get surprised when they get burned, later on, by a poor guy. It's like that's the funniest part is when like these when like the poor guy is actually just like completely just like tell them to fuck off. It's like, nah, fuck you. There's someone from FBI, CIA on the board of every social media company. So I recognize chicks behaving just that. Yeah, like, that's kind of the whole thing with like religion, right? You get to kind of make up your own mind. I think that's kind of the best way to kind of go about it. Right, this is a strange live stream we have today. We're just drawing pictures, and then we started talking about Transformer toys, and we started talking about Trump, and then now religion, all this stuff, and chicks. Talk about chicks as well. It's a really, really funny world we live in now. Wasn't taught past 8 years, maybe we wouldn't have so many Yeah, that's it. Because like they're, you really see. Because I remember this one video I saw where a woman is telling her child that Trump was elected, and Trump starts crying because like this parent has just been instilling so much fear and anxiety into her child, like over the past however many fucking years, her whole life basically, that the big orange bad guy is gonna come get him, in your sleep. He's the boogeyman now to these people. It's like they're all just fear mongers. That's all they are. It's bullshit. They're teaching you to be afraid of everything. They're teaching you to be afraid of men. They're teaching you to be afraid of Trump. They think that their whole lives are going to end just because Trump is their fucking president now. It's just like, dude, enjoy the cheaper gas, all right? The world's not going to fucking end just because Trump is in office. It's like the world didn't end when Biden was in office, Yeah. Well, my bad. And well, no worries, man. Men choose the darkness over light, lest their deeds be exposed. Yeah. Like redheads, goth, Asian women. Yep, same with me, Corey. I like those things too. The goth chick has to have like really dark purple hair like Raven. So much better world, but we live in now. Did you see foreign power reining themselves in? Not even 8 hours after Trump. Yeah, yeah. And it looks like, and like Trudeau and like that one fucking chick are actually like kind of kissing his ass right now, because I think they know that their time is up. I think that Trudeau kind of knows that his time's up, so he's just trying to kiss his ass as much as possible. I think it seems like, anyways. So our boy Pierre Poyle something is going to be probably taking his place if gains more traction. He's starting to get more traction because he's the main conservative party leader in Canada now. And I've never voted before in my life, but I'm going to be voting for him next year or sooner if he, is going to be. Literally anyone other than Trudeau or liberal. It's like we need conservatives. Like that's the only way to fix this fucking country right now. It's like we need liberals can't do shit. Pope Ashes said Israel is considering rebuilding the third temple. One of the signs that Antichrist will be revealed and Jesus returned there. Yep. Yeah. I imagine so. And yeah, because we're going for a more of a nighttime scene here. We're going to be kind of darkening the, adding some purple and blues to the trunk now. Usually like to start off with the browns and then kind of build off the light sourcing. But that don't no joke. Oh, nice. Irish Christmas. If it's goth, Asian, or Irish redhead yet. Yeah. Yeah, but like feminists, they've really ruined purple hair. Yeah, because it used to be really cool on characters like Psylocke, Raven. It's like, and it's a really striking haircut color. Really, it really is. It's a lot of fun to color as well. More specifically, like dark, really, really dark purple hair, I think is the way to go. It's really, really nice, like looking. Yeah, it's very like a more subtle. I think that's the best way to go about it. Yeah. All right. Should be it. Oh, didn't do the other side. So kind of the same thing we did last weekend with the Stitch drawing, Lilo and Stitch Halloween piece. So I think what I'll do is I'll do purple for the trees and then blue for the sky background. Just like a navy blue almost like type of background. I think that'll be just it. That'll be enough. We have dark, really, really dark blue. Yeah. Maybe a moon in the background. We'll see. Some stars. Whole 9 yards. Yeah. If it worked for the woman, that's it. Yeah, that too. I think it does kind of depend on the woman as well. Some hairstyles will look better on others. The people. So, I guess it all depends. Okay. Okay, this guy needs a refill. Use this guy instead. There we go. Okay, we'll finish these trees, and then we'll do the trunks rather, and then we'll do the the actual branch or the actual leaves and stuff like that around it, and then we'll do the sky. We'll do the bushes here. We'll hopefully be done pretty soon, actually. Moving along pretty well. I am skipping the chat. We're hitting the lotto in every country 7 times in a row. Yeah. Okay, you're just talking about amongst yourselves. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, red Sonnias. Yeah. I need to do a red Sonny at some point. I do. Right now, I'm kind of just like trying to focus on just finishing up the ones I already have in way right now. I think it's better to finish those off and then do new things. So I still have a whole bunch. I have a whole catalog. It needs to be finished up. I'm so lazy. All right. I think I'll do the sky real quick first. Yeah. Not too worried about messing up here because I will be going back in with some Pashkas. So I do need to bring back some highlights. Be an issue. Hey, Mrs. Good to see you. Hopefully, didn't scare y'all off with all the political talk. Just, I have some feelings, and I ain't gonna shy away from them because it's my channel. I do try to keep it less politicky on my channel. I'm like, if I really want to talk about something, I'll talk about it. But but we'll try to keep it politic less from now for a little while because I do want it to be more of an art. I want my channel to be an art channel, but because of the nature of the way, how fast things are moving now with the new election, I kind of felt like it warranted a little bit talking about because. Better to get it off your chest right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, wrestling a Boudica team up. Yeah. Nowadays happens more actually than what they want. Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't seen that new Transformers movie actually. I've been waiting a little bit. Just haven't fully committed to watching it yet. Just like, well, because what happened was actually I was going to go see it with my dad, and we had to kind of reschedule that because I totally forgot I had to work the weekend. I was going to hang out with him and all that, so kind of put it off. So I might go next weekend to see the movie. I'm still very apprehensive about that movie too, even though everyone's saying it's a good movie. It's like whatever, but it's just like, yeah. My whole thing about the movie is that I'm sure it'll be a decent film, like well written and all that, and the characters and I'm sure it'll be a well told story from what I'm hearing about it. I just don't think it's gonna be my cup of tea for Transformers because I'm just not really into that whole making the villain, overly relatable, overly, likable, like in that way. I just don't really see the relationship between Prime and Megatron being like a buddy buddy, comedy type movie. I was gonna get real bad because you're gonna see the shows, assuming Kamala would have won. Yeah, that too. But you know what? You never saw any of these people complaining when Trump lost in 2020, So I didn't see any of them demanding a recount then, But now, oh my God, Kamala lost. Now we definitely got to get a recount going, y'all. This is like, really? Where were y'all 4 years ago? Yeah, I'm on and off on TF1. I will give it a chance, but there seems to be a lot of non-stuff, TF stuff in it. Yeah, I've heard some mixed things about Alita One actually in the movie, but I'll wait to see it for myself. Oh, shit. We started at 3:40. So now we're at 6. Almost 3 hours actually. So I think we'll end it at. I want to end it at. We'll go another 30 minutes. We'll go another 30 minutes because my throat's killing me. Yeah. Don't want to see TF on because they keep my boy Thorfer on his prime. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not too bad. I'm not. See, the voice I'm actually okay on is Chris Hemsworth's Peter Cullen or as Optimus Prime. Like he's okay. Like I think he's doing an okay job from what I've heard. It's the Megatron voice I had the biggest issue with. It just doesn't sound like what a young. Because at least with Chris Hemsworth, he kind of sounds like what you would imagine a young Prime sounding like. But with the guy playing Megatron, I can't remember his name, but he just doesn't really sound like a young Frank Welker in any stretch of the imagination. He just doesn't have the same like gravitas, the same gravity to his voice. It sounds too young, and to me, Megatron's supposed to have like a lot of age to him. He's supposed to sound very, very old and weathered, and he's been through shit. Sort of a very scratchy, sort of sounding voice. Very raspy. And yeah, for me, I just cannot visualize Megatron as a young guy at all, in any shape or form. It's just not what the character was. Even in his early days, in most stories, he's not portrayed as being young Optimus, especially because he's supposed to always be like a lot older than Prime. Those iterations, like he's portrayed as being a lot older, like in G1, the Alliance continuity, he was older, like, animated. Not supposed to be like brothers like that. If there is going to be if they must have a brotherly sort of connection, it should be a brother in arms connection, not so much like in the way they interact, that sort of thing. The voice is off, the rest won't matter. I feel the same. Yeah. Have you or Chad ever seen an 80s Canadian anime movie called Rock? Well, no, I have not. Else is off. Yeah. I think TF Anime gets a pass though, because I think that David K did a good job with what he was going for. and because this show wasn't actually trying to be G1, yeah, it was kind of a reimagining of G1, so that's why it didn't really bother me. We didn't have someone when it didn't have Peter Cullen or someone like Peter Cullen because they were going for a different thing with animated. But when you're presenting this as like the origin story, as the definitive origin story of the Transformers, then it's like, well, yeah, it's like we're gonna expect something a little bit more from Chris Hemsworth, which from what I've seen in the trailers, he seems okay. Um, and I do like that in interviews he's kind of talked about how he's not trying to be uh, Peter Cullen. He's trying to just be his own thing. Like he's not trying to just do an impression, which I think that's a smart way to do it. I don't really believe he should be doing an impression, but you should still have some of the same echoes of that voice. Same thing with like Kevin Conroy's Batman. You should, even though if you're gonna play Batman, there's a voice for him. Like, yeah, sure, do your own thing with it, but also keep sort of the same sort of vocal cues, that Kevin Conroy had. Like, that's why I think that Gary Chalk made a really good Prime actually when he was in Beast Wars and some of those other cartoons because he did his own thing with it, but he also kind of still kept the true like sort of qualities that made Peter Cullen's voice like special. Get Out of Youth, they were both rebuilt. Prime is the young guy needing to KO the older guy. They are not brothers, and I don't accept that. Most IDW bull crap is canon, yeah. But Arashi is the only good thing from IDW yet. They only have like 3 or less. Like, yeah, like, cause I don't understand why they couldn't just get David Kay to play Orion Pax for this movie, and then have Peter Cullen come back in for when they bring him as when he turns into Prime. I think that'd be kind of a cool way to do it. But but what do I know? Yeah, I'm just seeing kind of random squiggles here for the bushes here. Because Patricia Cullen basically made rock and roll happen. Oh yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, I met her actually too. Peter Cullen's wife, um, at the convention I went to when I met them. So yeah, because she was there with them. She's always kind of there with them a lot when he goes to these conventions. I think that was Patricia. This is a different person I'm thinking about. Hold on, let me look this up. Why aren't you showing me what I need to show? see, why is it so hard to find these things? I think that was her I met as well. Huh. Oh, I'll look it up later. I'm just like getting lost in thought. But yeah. Let's get some green in there. But I had the biggest flex of all. Peter Cullen calling my artwork that I gave him beautiful, as well as Frank Walker. So yeah, I will carry that to my grave. As a constant, yeah, it's just coolest thing ever. It's like, no matter how I may think of my artwork, at different points in my life, I'll always be reminded that, Optimus Prime thought my art was cool, so, or beautiful, yeah. So, well, yeah. But Peter Cullen, he is actually French Canadian, so yeah. Optimus Prime is one of us. So we got Optimus Prime, we got Wolverine. I think Booster Gold's Canadian in the comic. I can't remember. Is Booster Gold Canadian? I think he might have been. But anyways, might have given you guys Justin Bieber and Justin Trudeau, but we still got Optimus Prime, so I think that balances it out. Some darker shades. Yeah, I can't beat that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be top 10. Actually, speaking of the convention, actually, I gotta post this on Twitter at some point. But I actually found a proper home in my bedroom upstairs for my signed prints and stuff. So it's looking pretty sharp actually up there. You can't both bother. And he's Optimus Prime, yeah. I'm just gonna bring some black in here. Just kind of darken some stuff up. All right, now I'll just add our purple. To our bushes here. Just kind of continue the theme we kind of did with the trees and all that. I think purple's my favorite color now. It's starting to become my favorite color. Based on coloring, at least. Really useful. $6.23. We're getting close to the end here. I just finished that like me last night. Okay. Do some shadows here. All right. Okay, now, oh shit. I just got a big blotch of teal on there. So I can rub that out, so to speak. You notice this. Oh well. Touch that with some white out. Let's leave it. Yeah, I think that's it for the colors for the most part. I'll just touch up these the bottom half anyways here. Some black. Some more shadows on. Make it pop out more. Look, let's go all black in certain areas. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really digging the blue though. It's really helping to pop. Now I will have to go in and kind of add some lines for the trees just to make that stand out a bit more. But yeah, I'm really digging the way it's turning out. Okay, I think that's it for the Copics for now. Never mind, I'll add again. I just add a little bit of a shadow for the tree parts here. There we go. Those are happy old trees. These are like all almost like animation. Yeah, it's kind of like the vibe I was going for, because sometimes in animation you'll see like the trees like in a purplish blue sort of vibe. So but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the Copics now. Hopefully. Throw my markers away. What time is it? 6:30. So you know what? I think I'll do the touch-ups off screen. And I'll show off the final results on Twitter. So I'm getting a little bit tired. I want to do the little showcase, kind of promised earlier. So I did finish off a certain combiner team yesterday or a couple days ago. So I'll show that off. But if you've been following on Twitter, you'll kind of know who it is. But yeah, just gonna throw my markers away. This is the best part. Just lining them all, putting them all in. For some reason, I actually like organizing things. OCD in me. I think it's OCD. I don't know what I got. I'm just crazy. Yeah, it does make it easy to find these markers though. You need them, so. It's not entirely. 7. Oh, you're hanging out? Okay. Thanks for coming by, Corey. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Corey, I think you saw the post on Twitter anyway, so I think that, yeah, but I'm not too sure if Grumpy saw it yet. So. Almost there. One day I'll have all these memorized. All right. So obviously I'm going to go ahead and touch this up later tonight. So I'll just move her off to the side. And before we end off, move my camera. Turn my camera off. Hold on. Remove myself instead of stuffing my cam. Got some big titties there for y'all. All right. Get ready for the big boy. He's on the way. All right. Moment of glory is here. Get my light shining on him so you can see him better. And bam, look at them legs. He's finally complete. My big boy Minosaur is finally complete. So there's the big guy. Won't focus for some reason, but so yeah, these are the two that finally came in this week. We got the breakdown and Watercolour, and we finally have the big guy complete. Now on the original version of the DX9 Minosaurs, that the cars could only go on the back of the leg. However, because I got this upgrade, let me take off Watercolour so you see. I bought this upgrade kit from Rep Roar Arcade, who makes these really cool adapters where you can have it so that the car can now be on the front instead of the back. Because for me, even though I know it's cartoon accurate, in the show, I think the cartoon model has it to where it's just a big blocky gray leg and the car is like on the back. But for me, I wanted a little bit extra fluff, a little extra spice on my Minosaur, because like, if you're paying like close to $100 for just a car and you just put it on the back of the leg, you're not going to see it. Yeah, this kind of seems like a waste. You know what I mean? So yeah, he kind of snaps on. So he has a little hole right there, and then that kind of plugs into that notch here. Kind of plugs into that. And so just gotta line it up, snap it in. I have to do off camera. It's a little awkward for me here. There we go. Feeling like a champ. So yeah, it's really, really cool upgrade kit though. So you can display him like that. And yeah, it's a big boy. So finally got the Staedtler, at least the combined form. So I'll just need to wait for Fans Toys next year, because I think their Dead End's coming next year, which is going to be a little fun because here, let me give you a better angle. There we go. There we go. That's a better angle. But yeah, so the Fans Toys Dead End's coming, I think, in March, and so which kind of sucks the way it's coming out because for me, I'm just buying the because the Dead End's coming with all the combiner parts for the Fans Toys version of Menasor. However, I'm just buying it for the Dead End, so and the problem is that it's going to be costing a lot extra. So you're kind of paying. So I'm kind of going to be paying for a bit more just to get a fucking little car, So, but I mean, I'll probably end up selling the combiner parts on eBay because you never know. Someone might need it. If they break their own, might need an extra part or something. So I guess there's a kind of an upside to it. Kind of work out and get better light on you. There we go. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my stream. Which was kind of a bit of a squirrel stream almost. So there's our drawing of Cheshire with our boy Menasor, and we had a pretty big turnout this year, this stream today. So before we end off, I want to make sure I thank everybody for coming by. I know it was a very, very chaotic stream because we talked about just about everything in the world today. So talked about politics, talked about Trump, talked about Transformers toys, and we talked about art and drawing and stuff like that. So, and Transformers as always. So, which that's the reason why I wanted to do a whole Transformers show entirely, because it's I can talk for hours about Transformers. So I might as well just do a whole show about it. So, but yeah. So later tonight I'll be touching her up using my Poshkas and all that. Just give her a bit more life to her. But on that note, I just want to say a great big thank you to Corey, to Grumpy, to let's see who else. I saw Awesome One. Yeah, Mrs. Dadman. I saw Riot earlier. I saw Dadman earlier. Just making sure I got everybody. Oh, Liam Greywolf is here. Good to see you, man. If you're still in the chat lurking somewhere in the world. Yeah, I definitely do want to drop by Fortnite again. It's been a while since I've been able to play that. I've just been busy working on stuff in the house past couple days because I had the past couple days off of work. So I just been spending that time just kind of reorganizing the house a bit, So I moved some furniture around, moved some art upstairs, So been getting a little busy around here lately. I think that's everybody I saw today. Hopefully I didn't scare anyone off with the politics talk, but I try to keep it politics light on the channel here, but sometimes things just go. Sometimes you just gotta talk about politics just to get off your chest, Because sometimes I think it's best just get out of your system. You know what I mean? Okay, that was everybody. Just making sure. So on that note, I will see you guys later. So I think next weekend. Let's see. I should be off next weekend. So, let's see. Got my portfolio I want to finish off. I want to finish off this one, then go back to the original, the one I'm already stuck on here. But let's see. But oh, Jim. Go down a bit. Hold on. Let me just do something real quick. Move the big boy. Okay. Because now that we have, I'm not going to put in just yet, but still work on it. But you're almost done all of these Titans ones. So we've got the, I don't have a good angle on this. Okay, there's our Argent from the last Titan stream, and then we have, and now we have Red X, and we had the Beast Boy. I don't know where he went. Did I not put him in here? Hold on, there's the Beast Boy Raven. Oh, there he is. This is the one. Because we did all 4 of these on a stream once a few months ago. And I got some more Beast Boy Raven here. So cute. I got another Beast Boy piece here, but it might. Not too sure if I'm going to keep. Not too sure if I'm going to abandon ship on this one. But we got a little Donna Troy I did a while ago. Oh, yeah, we got a few items on the menu. You know, I really want to do this one. I want to do this prom dress Raven. Yeah, it was a really cute one. We got a star. We got a Kara. We got old Supergirl sketch, and we got this one that we did last year, the Valentine stream. Hey, Jeffrey Lane, good to see you. I don't think I've seen you on the channel before, but thanks for dropping by. This is our. We're just kind of closing out right now. So, but thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Always good to see new faces around here. So, but yeah. So on that note, I'll just kind of call it a wrap right here because I've been going for almost 3 hours now. So, 3 hour marks. So I think I'm gonna call it a wrap right here because my voice is killing me. So, but yeah. So I'll be posting this up on Twitter once I have the touch-ups done. And yeah. And then next weekend we'll probably do another. I haven't really decided which one I'll be doing, but we'll figure it out as we go. So on that note, I will see you guys later. Is it not focused? All right. I've been on from time to time in the past. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool, dude. Yeah. All right. It's texting me. While I'm doing my outro, thank you very much. All right. All right, well, it'll be cool to see you around again, Jeffrey. So let's get my clip pulled up. And I think we'll do, once I just showed off my Metasaur, I think we'll do a combiner clip. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next weekend.
Retreat! Retreat!
Combaticons! I told you to abort! The mission is lost! Who are you to defy me?
I've heard enough of his orders. We need to take control of this ship. Combaticons, combine into Bruticus!
Fellow Decepticons, take heed. Your leader, Megatron, still lives. Though we remain dispersed throughout the far reaches of the galaxy, exiled from our true home, we are all still Decepticons, united by a common purpose. The time has come for us to put aside our differences and act as one under my undisputed leadership. Only then can we cast off the shackles of Autobot oppression. Working together, we can raise up our glorious empire once more and crush all who stand in our way.